Hey everybody, it's John from Seattle Coffee Gear, back here in the commercial kitchen doing a review, an updated review of a grinder we've had for a while, the Eureka Zenith 65E. The last review we had was from a couple years back, and it was more of a home-focused review, but this is actually a commercial grinder, so we wanted to do an updated review so we could talk about some of its features, how it works in a commercial environment, and just kind of get some new info on it. So like I said, it's the Zenith 65E from Eureka. If you can't tell already, it has their 65 millimeter burrs in it. It's the same as the Atom 65 that they make. And I think it's the same burrs as the Simonelli MDX or MDXS, if you've seen one of those. So well-known burr set, does a really good job. We did a review where we compared that burr set to the Matzer 64 millimeter burr set. And I like the Espresso off these burrs just a little bit better, which for the price is pretty great. The motor has right about 500 watts, so a good amount of power compared to some of the grinders in that same class, especially in this price point. And it still packs in all the same features that Eureka is known for. So we have the adjustment knob here. We just so happen to have a cutout version of this grinder that I don't know where it came from, but you can see just the adjustment working there and closing that gap. This grinder actually has the red speed burrs in it just for show. These come with the standard steel burrs, but you can't upgrade those to the red speed burrs like this one has. Gives you a little bit longer life out of the burrs and also provides slightly cooler grinding. I haven't noticed that being an issue, heat transfer to the grounds on the Zenith, because I think the burr speed is just at the right speed where you get like a 6-second double shot, but it's not so fast that it transfers heat to the grounds. Grinders like the Malkonig E65S, that grinder spins pretty fast with 65 millimeter burrs, so it's about 3 seconds for a double shot. But if you grind a double shot twice within a minute, that second double shot, the grounds are going to come out pretty warm. I haven't noticed that being an issue on this grinder. Here on the cone, we have our adjustment for time, which is really similar to all of Eureka's other grinders. You highlight the shot you want to adjust, and then you have plus or minus by 0.05 of a second, and then you have little numbers underneath here that show you how many times each button has been pressed. And then down below here is your start-stop switch for the grinder itself. Let's see what else we can talk about. If you press both the plus and the minus buttons, you can actually lock the adjustment. So now you cannot change the time anymore. To get out of that, just hold that down again or just press the plus and minus again and it clears that out. Super simple. It does have the adjustable grind chute. So if you find that your portafilter, when you're grinding, the grinds aren't piling nicely in the center, you can just adjust the chute front or back to land more in the center of your portafilter. I really like that. It also has an adjustable portafilter fork. So you just unscrew that little Phillips screw right there. I didn't do it quite enough. Unscrew that, and then this comes up and down. The best way to set that is to get this kind of tight to the point that it's a little bit difficult to move, and then take your portafilter, put it in here, shove it all the way up until it's pretty much holding it, then take it out and tighten that all the way. And this portafilter holder will work for both bottomless portafilters and spouted portafilters, likely not simultaneously, just because if the bottom of the portafilter isn't the same size on a spouted and a bottomless, it's holding it based on this part of the portafilter. So if those are different sizes, you'll have to adjust the chute or the fork to work for different portafilter styles. But it does grind hands-free. this was just cleaned out. So if you notice, it took a second for grinds to come out. I'm going to adjust that chute out, dump that, and then we can see it again here. And also while that's grinding, you can kind of see the light on the grind. So it has a little light there. Just feeling that. Yeah, they're a little bit warm, but not super warm. It is pretty hot in here today. There's not great airflow, so it's about 80 degrees, and these are just slightly warmer than that. And I did grind pretty much back to back. In my testing on similar grinders like the E65S, they were pretty warm on that one. On the Super Jolly, I'd say they were a little bit cooler, but that's because that has a slightly slower grind time. So I think it's just has to do with the power of the motor, spinning the burrs, generating less heat. I'm going to knock that out. So that's pretty much all the features of this grinder. You're really only using it for espresso, so I'm not going to do the plate test showing you the different grind consistencies and all that sort of stuff. What I will do is we'll pull a shot with this bottomless portafilter so you can see it from below, see it extracting. Try not to judge my tamping or my distribution, but it does create a pretty bottomless shot. So we'll pull that real quick here so you can see that, and then we'll sign off. I got this all dialed in for about a 20 to 21 gram double shot. And in here we have the Apollo from Counterculture. It's a little bit old, so when you see the bottomless shot, it's not going to have quite that same crema look to it, but it'll work the same for our test purposes here. And there's that hands-free grinding again. Nice mound right in the center. And let's see. All right, that gives us just about 20 grams of coffee, 19.8. So I'm going to distribute and tamp. There we go, nice and even. And let's see what we get. All right, I got my shot of Apollo here. This is a lighter coffee, so the crema is pretty light on the top of it. It's still pretty hot, but let's smell it. Yeah, and it has that nice kind of citrus, almost like grape, floral note to it. Yeah, here we go. That's pretty hot, but it's very clean. Like I was saying, more of that citrus, kind of like a green grape in there as well, and a little bit of like that silky kind of floral flavor and the aftertaste of that. I pulled that as 1 to 2, so about 20 in, 40 out, in about 29 to 30 seconds. Again, it is a little bit older, so not quite as acidic, and the crema isn't quite the same with that. But all in all, a good shot. A good grinder, super easy to work with, has all the features that Eureka is known for, including that bottom adjustment. So you're adjusting the motor and that bottom burr, which is the spinning burr there. So you can take it apart to clean it without having to completely dial in again and waste a bunch of coffee. So good stuff there. In a cafe setting, this is either a decaf grinder or like a low to medium volume grinder. You can do up to, I've had people do like 200 drinks a day on this, but at that point I would probably look into either the Olympus or the KRE grinder that Eureka makes. Those are both just a little bit faster. So you're taking your 6-second double shot and making that 3 seconds, and that adds up over 200 shots in a day. So this one, as a decaf grinder or about 100 drinks a day, It's perfect for that. It can do more, so don't freak out if you get a busy day and you have this grinder. It'll keep up, it'll handle it. Just make sure you're changing your burrs, make sure you're running the grinder while making adjustments, and it's going to be a happy grinder and it's going to last you a while. If you have questions about the grinder or this review, drop us a comment down below. I can do my best to get back to you there. You can also email us at commercial.sales@seattlecoffeegear.com, and we can help you out that way. If you've looked at starting a coffee shop or have questions about commercial equipment, you can email us as well. You can always give us a call. Our number is 866-372-4734, and just choose the commercial equipment sales extension there. I'm John. This has been the review of the Eureka Zenith. Make sure to like and subscribe, turn on notifications so you see when we release new videos. Thanks so much. Have a good day.